What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Will here, and today I want to talk new gear. That's right, it is springtime, which means new gear season, at least does for me anyways. Not only am I fortunate to usually get an annual tax refund, but this year is extra unique because of the economic relief payment that went out, aka a stimulus payment. So I wanted to at least use some of those funds to at least do a small part on my part to help stimulate the outdoor industry a little bit with some new gear purchases. So what we're going to look at in this video is all this new gear that I recently have purchased during the spring season here, which I will be using to play around with, experiment with, test and trial and compare against each other and stuff that I already have over the course of this next year. And it's quite a bit more than I ever anticipated getting, and I don't even know if I'm done yet. I am seriously looking at a couple other things, particularly a new tent. We'll get into that later, but for now these are a bunch of little small things that I will be looking to use over the course of this next year. So let's jump into it. First off, I have got here with me an Ursack Major XL. Now the reason why I got this, as I mentioned on a previous video, is I have plans this July to go with a friend up to the Wind River Mountains in Wyoming and hike one of the Wind River high routes up there. Up there they don't just have black bears, but they have grizzly bears. And this is a lighter weight alternative to one of the harder sided canisters that you can get. Now some places do require hard-sided specific types of bear canisters, but in the Wind Rivers you can get away with an Ursack for the time being. And I much rather carry lesser weight, especially when I'm carrying a week's worth of food. So that is the primary motive for getting the Ursack Major. I don't know how often I will use it here in Utah mountains, Utah wilderness. We do have plenty of black bears, but they do not seem to be as habituated to humans and human food yet, like they are out in California and other areas of the country and other parks. So, but definitely when there's going to be some grizzlies out and about, I am definitely going to want extra protection for my food. Next up, I've got a couple little new flashlights, or headlamps, I should say. One is a Nitecore NU17, and this is the Nitecore NU25. Both are rechargeable. What I'd been using before is a black diamond spot, really old one. It still takes 3 AAA batteries. Not terribly heavy, only 3 ounces with the batteries, but these are both lighter weight options that are rechargeable. And I really like the idea of being able to recharge the lights out on the trip, or plugging into a charger in camp, a power bank that is, and being able to do away with always having to swap out AAA batteries in my headlamp a couple times a year, as is usually the case. So the NU17 is a lightweight option. It's about 2 ounces with the original head strap it comes with, and I will probably be passing this on to my wife, let her try it out while we're hiking together and backpacking, camping and all that. In the meantime, I'm going to be using this NU25. I bought a version from Litesmith where they actually put a little bungee shock cord on it, like so. That's a modification from the original elastic strap that it comes with for placing around your head. This just really reduces the weight and simplifies the adjustability of it. It brings the weight of this whole unit down to about 1.2 ounces or so, whereas with the original strap it's actually closer to 2 ounces. So I'm very excited to have this. It's pretty powerful, but I'm also keen to test it out in the dark conditions of camp against the NU17 sometime, and just see just how radically different the brightness settings are between the between the 130 max lumens on this light and the 360 max lumens on this light. Next up, I've got a couple other items kind of related to each other. As you can see here, I've got a new trowel. This is the very popular Deuce of Spades. This is the number 2, which is 0.6 ounces. Normally I use a Vargo Dig tool, which is also titanium. This is aluminum. But the Vargo Dig trowel is a little bit heavier, a lot more sturdier. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one does with some of the areas that I like to backpack in. I will definitely be using this one in all of my desert trips where I know that places to dig in are usually sandier, looser soil. Very, very easy to use a trowel as simple as this. Something else I recently got, especially with all the hype last year with the pandemic bringing on a lot of attention to bidets. There was the big run up on toilet paper, and lots of people I know or have heard about have switched up to getting bidets for their home. Well, you can also get a bidet to take with you in the backcountry. And I picked up what's called a Culo Clean. It's a little portable duvet, and what it does is it fits right onto a water bottle here. It's got various rubber washers around it to adapt to different sizes of water bottle necks. And then it's got a little slot here on the edge, and that lets you put a little squeeze on your water bottle, and out comes a little stream of water to rinse yourself off. All right, next up, speaking of water bottles, I've got these guys. These are a couple of CNOC outdoor brand Vesica collapsible water bottles. These guys are reusable water bottles that collapse down when not in use. Now, I think there could be more than just water bottle use with these. I think the material and the plastic, the soft white plastic that they're made with, can actually diffuse light really well. So if I wrap around a flashlight to them while they're full of water, it might actually diffuse the light really well and create for a nice lantern, and give you that option. But also, I like the idea of being able to attach my filter to it and back flushing my water filter with one of these full of clean water, because I think I'll be able to put even more pressure on the softer plastic and get a more effective back flush. All right, next up are a couple new stoves. Recently, I was walking through my local sports store, one of my local sports stores. It's called Owl Sporting Goods, and they had all their stoves on sale. Now, unfortunately, they did not carry these Soto Windmasters in stock, but they do have a lot of MSR products, including the MSR PocketRocket Deluxe. Normally, this retails for about $70. I purchased it for about a little over $50. It was 20% off, and I am really excited to see how this fares against the Soto Windmaster. Now, I know a few other YouTubers have done videos on the MSR PocketRocket Deluxe here against the Soto Windmaster, and it's been interesting to see because their results have found that the Windmaster, which precedes the MSR PocketRocket Deluxe here, has continued to be more efficient and overall a better stove for various factors than the PocketRocket Deluxe. However, backpackinglight.com and their tests and a couple other websites that specialize in gear testing have actually given the edge in performance and efficiency to the PocketRocket Deluxe here. So I am going to find out for myself which of these stoves performs better, is more efficient on fuel, and so on. So stay tuned for that. Now, I mentioned some new pots. So we'll take a look at these two guys first. I've got a Toaks 550 here, and then a Toaks 750 here. I already have a Toaks 700, so these two are going to sandwich that one. guess I'm growing a family of Toaks pots here. I just wanted to see how these all perform against each other on the different stoves I have, stoves I already have, the new stoves I just showed, and I also have alcohol stoves and Esbit tablet stoves that I think will be interesting to test performance on between the different styles of Toaks pots, the volumes, and the wider to narrower bottoms between these pots. And the Toaks 550, this is about the lightest weight and smallest, most compact pot you can get that will still boil and hold 2 cups of water. And so this is about 2.4 ounces, or it's 2.6 ounces, one of the two, but very light, very compact. And then when you need a little extra water, I got 750 here. So I got this thinking that either of the new stoves will nest better with a small canister of fuel in the larger size pot here. What I probably don't need, as if I needed more pots, but I'm addicted this year to pots. So I had to go out and get a MSR titanium kettle here. It's the Titan Kettle. It's 850 milliliters, just over 4 ounces for this guy. And this is also currently on sale at my local retailer, Al Sporting Goods, which has it on sale for $44. So it's a really good deal right now. And I've already taken the label off of it, but yeah, it's really cool because you can, it's got a tight fitting lid here, and it's got a little pour spout, and it's a little bit wider of a bottom than the Toaks pots that I have. So gonna see how this performs against the Toaks pots and with the stoves. And I believe this one will also nest better with both the MSR PocketRocket Deluxe stove there and the Soto Windmaster. There's a way to angle it in with a small 100-gram canister of fuel with this guy. The rest of the stuff to come out here is going to be all concerning sleep systems. So I ended up picking up a Sea to Summit Thermolite Reactor. It's the basic Reactor. This is a sleeping bag liner, and it's made to, of course, go inside your sleeping bag, and it will allow your sleeping bag to be a little bit warmer. It will take the limit of your sleeping bag down another 10 to 14 degrees. And so this is about, it will add some weight. It's about 8.8 or 8.7 ounces for this liner here. I got it to kind of pair with my REI Magma 30, which is a comfort limit at 39, lower limit to 30 degrees. So when I know temperatures are going to get down into 20s, or a good chance of that anyways, it might be worth actually carrying this guy. And I really want to just kind of compare how this performs against just putting on my puffy jacket, my down puffy, and using that for added insulation inside my sleeping bag. So may not get to test that out really effectively until later in the fall when temperatures get cold again. All right, as if I didn't have enough pots, well, I don't think I have enough pillows either. I have managed to buy 4 new pillows to try out this year. Yep, 4 pillows here. Now, the same store that had their stoves on sale and the MSR Titan Kettle on sale now, they've also had their pillows and sleeping pads on sale. So, while there, I picked up a Nemo Fillo Elite. This is a pillow that weighs about 3 ounces, and I'm going to be giving this one a round of testing in the future here. They also had the C2 Summit Aeros Premiums that I picked up. I also picked up these in a regular size. So these are going to be the 2 lightest weight, most compact pillows that I have right now. But to go on top of those, I've got a couple pads I picked up on Amazon. A hTrekology Aluft Pillow Deluxe. This is a slightly different version from the Aluft 2.0, which I picked up last year. The Deluxe has a more cottony feel to it, a cotton fabric enclosure around it, and it's removable and washable, and that just gives you a slightly different touch of fabric to your skin than the more synthetic feeling Aluft pillow, the predecessor to this one. And the other one sleeps cooler. I think this one will be nicer on the colder nights where it won't be quite so quick to get as cold as the other one. So this one is a little bit bigger and more plush than the other two pads here will be. But to even step it up even higher in the plush pillow category here, I've got this Hikenture pillow. It's even thicker and a little bit bigger, and also has a contour shape to fit under your neck and kind of contour to your head. And it's a little heavier. It's about a little over 5 ounces, but this is definitely the bigger, most cushy pillow that I think I've got now. And yeah, it too has a removable, washable cotton feel, cotton polyester blend fabric enclosure around it. So yeah. Now, lastly, I have 2 sleeping pads in here. Toss that bag aside. I've got a Sea to Summit Etherlight XT and a Nemo Tensor. The reasoning behind the Sea to Summit Etherlight XT, this is actually the women's version. This is going to be the new pad for my wife, Jessica. So over the last few years, my wife has been predominantly using a Thermarest NeoAir X-Therm pad, and while it's okay, she's still not all that comfortable with sleeping out on the air pads that we have so far. So she's going to be giving this a shot from now on. We've already had it out of the box, and both of us has actually taken turns laying on it on the floor in the house here, and it's really, really comfy. So it's like 4 inches thick. It's a little heavier. It's just under 20 ounces, but it is a sweet, sweet system that it has here with the included stuff sack and how easy it is to inflate and deflate. But more than anything, it should be a more plush and comfy pad for Jess to use, and she'll be getting to use it out in the field for the first time this next month in a few weeks when she and I will go out for our first trip together for this year. And then for me, well, I could not resist picking up a Nemo Tensor. I'm going to be comparing this against the Thermarest NeoAir X-Lite that I've been using over the last year. I picked that one up on clearance last year, and while it's been great to shed the weight with it, and I've been comfortable enough with it, it's definitely been plenty warm. This Tensor is also insulated, and its R value goes to 3.5. It's not quite as warmly insulated as the X-Lite, but it's got a rectangular cut to it, and the baffle system on it just really looks like it's going to be more comfortable. In fact, the reason why I'm trusting this to be a little more comfortable is a lot of my friends and others that I've seen on YouTube have been raving about how much comfort this pad gives them versus a lot of the other pads out there that they have tried. So again, this is a little heavier at 15 ounces, so it's going to be interesting to see if I settle for this more often than not, despite the extra ounces of weight because of potentially being more comfortable, or if I return back to going predominantly with the NeoAir X-Lite, which will remain my ultralight option at 12 ounces. The other nice thing about having this pad and this pad on top of the other pads that we have, so we have 8 different pads now that are 20 ounces or less. So we now have plenty of air pads for each person in the family to have their own whenever we resume going back out as a family to go backpacking with everyone. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for all the new gear that I've gotten thus far here in 2021 that I'll be playing around with and experimenting with, comparing against each other and testing out here at home and in the field, and with all the different trips that I've got lined up over the next year. And yeah, if any of these items are items that you have been checking out or already own, especially if you already own it or have had any experience with it, be sure to comment down below and let me know what your thoughts and feelings have been with it and how it's performed for you. If there's any of these items that you would love to see a more in-depth and real thorough review with, go ahead and let me know. I do plan to do some tests and comparisons and videos on a lot of these items over time, but if there's anything you really want to see, that'll help me to prioritize what I should shoot first between these items. And then lastly, I may be trying to get a new tent in the future here. The ones that I'm really looking at right now heavily is the Copper Spur 2-person from Big Agnes. And then I'm really intrigued by the Sea to Summit tents that are going to be released here in the next couple of weeks here in April. And that's like the Alto tent, the Alto 2-person TR tent they have, and there's a Trelos TR 2-person tent. Beyond that, that's going to do it for all the new gear for 2021. So I just want to thank you guys for watching, and for those of you subscribing to my channel, for those who aren't, I invite you to do so, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take it easy, guys. Happy hiking.